today, brief introduction. Today, next week, and the week after, you are going to be with me. I'm going to be teaching vocabulary. It's going to be very boring. Yes, very boring. I'm going to teach what is law, what may be morals, what is religion, what is right, what is wrong. Do you need to, so I'm going to talk about a lot of theory, many authors, many. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. You don't need to remember any of these authors. Is that clear? Because people get stressed. I'm not getting Fuller, I'm not getting Dworkin, I'm not getting Hart. You don't need to get them unless in the future you want to do philosophy of law or jurisprudence. Am I clear? None of the questions in the essay, you're going to have 3 or 4 options. None of the questions will ask you any of these authors in particular. I'm not going to ask you, define the law according to Dworkin, define the law according to Fuller. Is that clear? However, my mission here is to teach you vocabulary. So in the future, when you say validity or effectiveness, when you use formalism or realism, you know what you're talking about. When you're writing your essays, you know what you are writing about. Is that clear? Yeah? So don't get overwhelmed, because I'm going to introduce many theories. One of them this week, today. A few more next week, and the week after, a few more. I'm going to wrap up. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to do a sort of summary. I'm going to define the law according to many people. Yes? What I'm trying to show you here, you can have your own definition of law. Yes, you can have your own definition of law. And I'm going to ask you later to use Socrative. We are going to be working with your mobiles again. You can have your definition of law as well. As long as you support that definition. Yes? Not law is this because I say so. No, you can even argue against the definitions I'm going to give you. And I'm going to show you some examples of how we use to define the law in this country and how we define the law now in this country. Yes? Some are going to think that law should include moral values. Yes? Some will tell you, so things like civil union should be illegal for these people. Think like civil union should be illegal. Why? Because equal gender relationships shouldn't happen according to some morals. For that kind of legal scholars, civil union should be illegal. And we're going to discuss this in a workshop, yes? And we have people thinking like that in Cambridge, in Oxford, here as well, yes? You may disagree and you may not want to incorporate morals when you define the law, yes? So you may have a completely different definition about the law without including morals, without including religion, and that is fine as well, yes? We have everything in law. So I want just to show you that it's not just a clear cut between what is right and what is wrong. It may be right or wrong depending on how you define the law. For some people, we are helping Syria. For some others, we are intervening, we are invading Syria. Yes? That is international law. And that is your take on international law. Yes? How you interpret international law. Am I clear? The same rules, the same facts. Yes? It's how you interpret that law. Once again, a lot of vocabulary. Don't get worried this week, next week, or the week after. The other thing I have to say is stop me whenever you want to stop me. I don't mind not finishing what I want to do because this is only vocabulary. But these are probably my favorite 3 lectures, so I tend to put 6 gear here. So just stop me if you think I'm putting too much information, because you don't need to absorb all this. It would be a waste of your time. Yes? You can stop me and I'm going to go to the basics. That's why this week I used on Friday Snapchat. I sent a few pictures to the one that added me on Snapchat just to show you different examples of law. Yeah, and we are going to discuss that later. First of all, what is law? Yeah, I gave you my link for Snapchat. Yes, I'll say that again later. When we ask what is law, we are asking at least 2 different questions. People get it wrong. Usually when you read BBC, when you see the news, when you read The Guardian or The Sun, that's why to me they are the same, because they tend to talk about Syrian refugees, asylum seekers, organ donation, civil unions, as if they were the same in terms of law and moral. They are not the same. They are not the same issues we are discussing, yes? Something is right or wrong for you, that doesn't mean it's going to be legal or illegal, yes? The fact that we are accepting people as asylum seekers doesn't mean that we are the only country. This is international law talking. This is not British legislation. This is international law, the asylum seeker cases. And we follow the same procedure in Argentina, the UK, Brazil, or Zimbabwe. Yes, this is not Britain accepting, or they are not breaking the system. So there are a lot of misunderstandings here. Those are the kind of things that, same with organ donation, same with civil union, and so on. Yes, the way different abilities are being treated. Yeah? When we ask what is law, we are asking a question about ontology and a question about axiology. I don't want you to remember this. If you want to put them in your essay, fine. You are not going to need them. Yes? What I mean, when I'm asking what is law, I may be simply asking about what the law is. Yes? A law is a set of rules, a statute book. Yes? A set of rules, a statute book. Yes? Or law may be referring to what makes that law good or bad. Yes? Whether civil union is right or wrong, whether accepting asylum seeker is right or wrong. They are different questions. We are still talking about law. Yes? People tend to assume we talk about the same issue. No, we are talking about two different issues within the law. When you do criminal law with my colleagues, when you do tort, when you do public law, you are doing this. Yes, you are doing this. You are not doing this. You are not thinking whether that law is right or wrong. Yes? We do this and this here. Yes, that's why workshop 1, the last exercise, if you had time, I didn't have time with one of my groups today. I was asking you to identify an issue and whether you would want to change the law in this country or internationally. Yes, that has to do with making a decision about the law. Is that law useful or not? This is axiology. Whether it's worth it, that's what I mean. Yeah? Whether the law is worth it or it is changing. Yeah? That's this kind of question. That's this kind of question. Yes? Whether you talk about the merit of that law. Is that law useful for the society? Do we need to change that law? So this is that kind of analysis. Am I clear the difference? Yeah? So one thing is how the law is. If I'm going to be a barrister or a solicitor, I'm not going to ask you whether that law is right or wrong. You are paying me to defend you. I'm going to do my best to use the law as it is, and I'm going to make a case for you. Am I clear? Yes? Different if I'm a scientist or I'm a politician. Yeah? I'm going to need to do something about the law. I'm going to need to discuss that law. Now, what is law? And I'm going to ask you later your definition, just to start, with what you think. A law, in principle, may be defined as a set of rules. We are people. I was saying this to my group, one of my groups. I don't live on my own in this world. We share Britain, we share Manchester, we are many people living together. In order to put a bit of order, years ago, ages ago, and I'm going to refer to that, we used to have what we call religion. Religion is a set of rules. Whether you are Muslim, Catholic, Anglican, etc., 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 you simply have to follow a set of rules. Yes, they are rules. They have a reason for that time in history. What we have now is a digested version of these rules. Law tends to share many similarities with religion. It has a reason. It has a reason. Before, we used to have law, religion, and morality all mixed up together. Yes, and I'll explain that in a second. Once again, why? Because we live in societies. We live in societies, so we need to agree how to behave. Can I kill you because I want? Before, yes, I could. Eye for eye, an eye for an eye. That was law. Yeah, that was law. Yes. Now I cannot. Even if I wanted to kill you, I'm not going to, because I'm going to be put in jail. I'm going to be very practical here. Yes, with the example. Why? Because there is a law. Maybe I'm not doing it because of my morals, that's a different issue. Yes? But in principle, let's say I'm not doing it because I'm going to be put in jail. Yes? Am I clear? That is the law. I'm not even thinking about whether killing you is right or wrong. Yes? That has to do with our way of behaving with each other. Why? Because there is a set of rules telling me how to behave. Yes? I had to come here to teach. Why? Because I signed a contract. A teaching contract. Yes? Not with you, with the university. That's my employer. That is law. I sign a rule, and I'm complying with my contract. Am I clear? That is as well a rule. Yes. There are many other rules. Whether I comply or not, I may have consequences. Yes. Whether I don't come here, I may be fired. Yes. Unless there are of course exceptions. Yes. Whether I do something I'm going to go to jail. There may be consequences to that. The only thing is, if I define law in that way, I may be talking about football, chess, any game, any activity in reality. Yes? If I'm playing football, and the football or soccer, as you call it here in the UK, and I touch, unless I'm the goalkeeper, if I touch the ball, I'm going to have to do something about it. Why? Because it's against the rule of soccer or football to touch the ball with my hands. I may be playing basket, I may be playing volley, but I'm not playing football. Yes? If I'm moving the pieces in the chess in a different way as per the instructions, I may be playing something else, not chess. Is anyone going to put me in jail? No one. However, I'm breaking the rules. Yes? If I'm coming to this class wearing shorts, rather than sort of formal, informal, I'll never be too formal, but never be too informal either. Yes? However, I wouldn't come here wearing shorts. Why? Rules of etiquette. Yes? You are going to look at me and you're going to look at me in a strange manner. I'm not going to be accepted. That is a sort of punishment. That is a sort of punishment. I put the example of RuPaul. A man dressed as a woman. Remember my first class, RuPaul? For the ones that don't know, that's a guy. You know, that's a guy with a wig. He's not a transgender either. He's a guy with a wig. Yes? In some countries and for some morals, that is wrong. Yes? And someone may make a comment, may actually put aside that person. That is a punishment. It's a social punishment. Why? Because RuPaul is not complying with certain moral rules that have to do with certain groups, even certain countries. Yes? Certain countries wouldn't allow that person to be dressed as a woman. It would be a crime. It would be a criminal offense. Am I clear? Yes? So, all these are examples of rules. Some of them are law, some of them are not law. And I'm going to, once again, this is me, I would have preferred a picture. If you want to put me on Snapchat, again, send me messages whenever you want. The only thing I'm asking, not Saturdays or Sundays, if you have a question, nothing personal, I'm talking about the subject, yes? This is anyway on Moodle. Now, can I ask you very quickly, I sent this on Snapchat on Friday. Is it law? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes, why? A traffic light, why? I'm putting simple examples just to make you think. Why?
Because if we didn't have, why traffic lights?
Okay.
Why traffic lights?
Yeah, why traffic lights? Let's say traffic lights. Let's put traffic lights. Law broadly will define more accurately. This is the first class I'm talking about vocabulary. So let's be a bit more flexible here. So a traffic light, would you call this as part of law? Is this law? Why?
Yes.
Yes? Why?
If we didn't have traffic lights, there would be chaos.
Yes, I'm not only. What about if I cross the traffic light? I would get a fine, or I would get a punishment. Yes, so in principle, we can call this law. Is this law? Assuming they are police, yeah, they are part of the police force, because I will need to check whether they are or whether they are simply dressed to go to a party. Yeah, it depends on the context here. It depends on they may not be part of the law. It may only be a custom. Do you see what I mean? What about this one? Is this law or not? Anyone? Here at the back, is it law or not?